first service of the Pursuit Church was October 13th, 2013. And we set this date on a calendar, and quite frankly, it scared the living daylights out of me and the team, because it meant that we were gonna actually put this plan to action. The night before, I remember laying in bed, just totally freaked out, butterflies in my stomach, and just praying to God, God, we need you to show up. We've been obedient, we've done the work, but now we need you to do what only you can do, which is prime the hearts of people. And that day, that first service we ever had, we were blown away. We had over 100 plus people show up, and unbelievable to see just how God moved that day. So many stories that were initiated on that very first Sunday that turned into incredible transformation stories. And that was the starting point of this incredible journey. And I feel like from October 13th, 2013, the Pursuit Church just shot off like a rocket ship, just as the Spirit of God began to move through this new church plant.
My name is Annie Bodden, and I have been a part of the Pursuit Church since the very first day that we held services.
That's right.
Yeah.
What drew you to the Pursuit Church?
I was at a very low, dark place in my life, and I decided I'd give the whole God thing a try. And I was driving down Broadway, and I saw the big billboard sign. I thought it was a gym at first because it had a Running Man, and I was interested in it. And then I heard the ad on the radio at the same time, and as I was reading the billboard, it said, "New church in an old strip club." And I was like, yeah, I could go there. Like, I'm not gonna get struck by lightning if I go there. So, yeah, and then I decided to show up. I was the very first person at the very first service. I remember I woke up early that day. I was super nervous because I didn't know what to expect, and I showed up a half an hour early. I walked in and kind of peeked down the stairs because nobody was there to greet me, and I went downstairs and everybody, this big group was just standing around, and you were leading everybody in prayer, and I didn't know what to do. I kind of panicked for a moment. And then I decided I should probably just stand there and bow my head too. And then once you were done praying, everybody looked up, and it was like a swarm of people. At first they were wondering if I was there to serve. And then everybody realized, oh no, this is like our first person showing up to the first service. Like, it was pretty cool. And then I escaped the crowd, grabbed my coffee, and went and sat down. And yeah, and that was the beginning. So the first sermon series you guys ever did was on the book of Jonah. And we had monthly services, so it was only one Sunday a month. And each month, I just remember sitting there and God spoke directly to me through you and through everybody else. And I just remember you sharing or asking, what is your impossible? What feels impossible in your life? What is something that just feels so huge on you? And, how can you give that to God? God wants to take that off of you. And he had asked us to write into the Pursuit what our impossible was in our life. And so I said, impossible is a large word in my vocabulary. It is what I have based my life on for the past 2 years. Just like Jonah, I have been running from my past, from my family, from God. I have been running to a future I thought I could find where I would not have to deal with the events that began my running. But I am tired of always being on the run. I am tired of always looking over my shoulder and being afraid of what I might see. I prided myself on the ability to always look forward and never look back. But in the midst of my journey away from everything and everyone, I found that the past just caught up with me that much quicker. So I have been on the search to find God, and when I walked into the pursuit at that first Sunday service, I knew that it wasn't me that had found God. It was God that had led me back to Him, back to His open arms through all of you. So if you see me cry during service or hear me say thank you more than anyone else, it is because you have truly given me a home to begin my healing. You are all incredible people, and I am so blessed to have met you and to be able to say that you are helping make what I believed was impossible, possible. I just remember just this weight was lifted off of me, and I knew that it truly was going to be okay in the end, because God was in charge, and I could let go of control. We have seen so many people's lives changed, and so many people have come to know Christ because this church has opened its doors and said, come as you are. It doesn't matter where you're at in your life. And I just have seen so many of my friends who, no matter what you're going through, you have a place to come, to connect with others, and to know that we're gonna be there for you. We're gonna be there for each other, and most of all, God is over everything. So when God's at the center of it, it's gonna be okay.